And hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time. This is LeConte Creek right here in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And welcome to Gatlinburg Roadside Attractions, a series on this channel I started about 2 months ago when I moved here. I have yet to make a playlist for that series, but I have done so now. Check out the link to that playlist in the comment pinned below this video as we begin. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time. I'm Tampa J, and today we begin this episode of Gatlinburg Roadside Attractions right here on 441. We are heading to the Hollywood Stars Car Museum, a legendary attraction that I have not been to yet. I'm excited to see this. There are tons of screen-used movie and television shows perhaps you've seen in a movie or a TV show. We're talking about Batman, the original series. We're talking about Batman Returns, Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, Terminator 2, Fast and the Furious, also Twister, just to name some of that I saw on the website. We're going to see it all today. It's actually right over here. Let's go check it out. Thank you for always joining me. Love you guys. Let's have some fun. Sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Movie cars. There's much ahead. And this is a big building. We got the Batman Forever car, Batmobile, popping out above the sign. Let's get across the street. And here we are. There's a couple cars out here up front to look at before we pay up and go inside. There's the ticket booth up here. Hollywood Star Cars. There are some of the vehicles up there advertised that we're going to see today. Right here is Letty's vehicle, 1972 Chevy Nova from the Fast and Furious Fast 8. This was actually used in the movie, and the one over here is from Fast 9, 67 Dodge Charger. Almost like a 69 Dodge Charger, which is the General Lee, which is also in the museum today. Whoa! Uh-oh. That's Haunted Adventure. All right, I want to thank Hollywood Star Cars for comping my ticket today. Regular admission though, $19.99. I am really wanting to see the Arnold Schwarzenegger T2 bike that he drove in the movie. Also, there is a car in here from Twister, the truck that Helen Hunt drove, and many other things, including Ghostbusters Ecto-1s, Batmobiles, Let's Talk More Rock. We actually enter through the gift shop. Over 45 iconic vehicles. There is 2 floors. Looks like we enter and we exit through the gift shop. We'll check this out afterwards. And we got the okay to take plenty of video and photos. We just can't touch or get inside the cars. That's all right. Just want to take a look. Looks like we scan the ticket right here. Self-serve. Oh my gosh, right off the bat is what I wanted to see. The bike from Terminator 2, the Harley. Wow. Okay, so I showed back a couple months ago, I did the Terminator 2 filming locations, and I showed where this bike was parked at the Galleria Mall, which is present day the parking garage to the Santa Monica Mall. The spot is still there. This is one of my favorite movies, guys. Arnold Schwarzenegger's Harley Davidson. And check this out. Wow, this is so cool. Check it out. 1991 Harley Davidson Fat Boy. Be cool to sit on it, but we won't. And in the case, they actually have Hunter Killer film props. The miniatures from the movie. Whoa. And look, there's one of the arms. Stasis tube cyber ID badges. Look at that. Also one of the skulls. Oh, sunglasses. So it says that these are the Sarah Connor sunglasses and T800 CPU from the Terminator movie. They're right here. That's amazing. It would be cool to have this Harley Fat Boy, but it would also be cool to have just a life-size Terminator Stan Winston style. And look at this. Oh wow, this is a prop from Arnold's jacket. Photos, Polaroids, showing the piece. Upper right of his back from the movie. And then over here, pictures of this bike The Terminator's Harley Davidson motorcycle extensively used in the film. And then right here, confirming all of that, a letterhead from C2 Pictures. And here's the title, State of California Certificate of Title. Really cool to track down all those locations of where this bike was driven. Not knowing that I would move to where it's located a couple months later and get it in a video right off the bat. And we've barely just started. Check it out. Even got some simulators in here if you want to race. And right beyond the T2 motorcycle, we have Eleanor, the 67 Mustang Shelby GT 500. Love this freaking car. I love the remake, Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage. Eleanor, it says it right there. So amazing. And I believe this car was used in the film. Would love to drive this. It says right here, over $250,000 was spent researching and engineering Eleanor. The GT 500 is the original Eleanor, and that it was the first car designed and hand-built to use as the basis of how the Mustang would appear on screen. Wow, this is the original OG Eleanor. That's amazing. I would love to drive one. Right across from Eleanor, a Fast and the Furious car. Looks like this one was in, can you guess it? Furious 7. I had to come over here to see. We've got a GTR, Nissan GTR, between 1969 and 74, and again in between 1989 and 2001, Nissan produced a high-performance version of its Skyline sedan. So this is a Skyline, and here's an older one that was also in Fast and the Furious, the original. And this very car, there's a picture over here I'll show you in a second of Paul Walker leaning against it. I like the older one a little better. Check this out. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. I remember that day when we got the tragic news that he had passed away. He's standing or leaning against this car right here. And there it is in the movie Racing. It is a right-hand drive car. 100% Japanese make. That's pretty sweet. I love the glue too. Great choice of color. We got a miniature Herbie over here. That's cool. Batman. All right, so I'm a huge Batman fan, especially of the 1966 Batmobile and the Batman series. We got Adam West signing here as the soundtrack from the 1989 Batman Strikes Up. We have a signed letter right here that confirms that the creator, George Barris, signed, created, and that this Batmobile right here was seen driven by Adam West in the 1966 Batman television series. My dad was a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. I've sat in one of these before. Would love to sit in one of the originals. We got the Bat phone. We got the emergency Bat turn lever. Just so cool. So cool that this is right here. And look, it's Batman and Robin in the Bat Cave. Hey guys, we'd love to see these Bat rays pop out. There you go, the creator of the Batmobile signed it himself, his own creation, George Barris. They also have part of the Bat computer back here. It's all lit up, that's cool. Anti-Bat sonic device. Was this actually used in the show? That would be so cool. All right, as we're passing another PlayStation GTR there, here we are. Now, who was more famous, Bo, Luke, or the General Lee? I'm gonna say it was the General Lee. The Dukes of Hazzard, 69 Charger, baby. This is so cool. I wonder if it is one of the originals. And by the way, this was in the movie Gran Turismo. Car from Gran Turismo. Here's the part of the Charger, the front of the Charger. Really beautiful car. This car is one of the surviving 17 originally used television General Lee. So it is a screen used General Lee. Great shape too. That's amazing. I would love to take that for a stroll. Take it down to Covington, Georgia, around the square. That would be cool. Check out the interior here. The only way they know how. Playing the theme song, Waylon Jennings right now. So we have Steve McQueen's bike from Le Mans. A Cinema Center Films presentation. I've never seen this. Now I really have to watch it. This is the motorcycle he drove in the movie. King of Cool, Steve McQueen. Born in Beech Grove, Indiana. Another King of Cool for you. Also James Dean from Indiana, of course. There's a picture of Steve on this bike right here in 1966. It's a 650cc Lightning A65L, in case you're wondering. It's a beautiful bike. Definitely of the like cafe style racing 60s bikes, like that style. And a screen used bike from John Wick 3. MT-09 Yamaha. So this is part of Zero's men in the movie, their crew as they're chasing John Wick. So there you go, in front of a green screen, one of 3. This is one of the bikes there chasing John Wick. That's pretty neat. You smell what the Rock's cooking? Alright, so I came over to the back of the first level. This whole back corner is Fast and the Furious. That's from Hobbs and Shaw. This was actually the Rock's bike, 2006 Harley Davidson VRSCR in the Fast and the Furious. It's been a while since I've seen Fast and the Furious, probably since it came out almost 19 years ago. Wow, that's a long time ago. These movies have been out for almost 3 decades. The first one came out in 2000. I'm starting to feel really old, guys. 66 custom Peterbilt truck from Hobbs and Shaw. Right there's the screenshot of the truck in the film. It probably doesn't hurt that this particular 66 model was heavily outfitted just for the flick. I was reading that. I don't know if I've seen Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw this one. This one's also from Hobbs and Shaw. It says Ronin right there. Lamborghini Diablo VT Roadster. Once owned by heavyweight legend, boxing champion, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson used to own this car. That's pretty nuts. I'm reading the sign over here. Iron Mike. That's awesome. It's a V12 5.7 liter. It says it produces 523 horsepower, allowing the Diablo to accelerate from 0 to 60 in 3.95 seconds. That's a fast car, dude. It says the fastest. I like that Tennessee plate right there. That's cool. And last but not least, the last car I'm going to share downstairs, also from the Fast and the Furious. I'm going to get a little closer to the sign. I'm just going to take a guess that this may have been Dom's car. Check it out. That's neat. It's got the motor on the back, big blower. Okay, so this is from the Fate of the Furious. Dom Toretto finds himself cut off from his crew and working alone. The master mechanic returns to what he knows and builds the most gnarly custom charger seen on film. Yep, Dom's charger from the Fate and the Furious. So there's a counter right here. We got the Magnum PI Ferrari GTS 308 as the counter here. This is cool. Oh, it's the souvenir photos booth. I don't think they cut up a real Ferrari. I think that was made. That's a cool booth there. Cool counter. Alright, so we made a dent downstairs. Pretty much showed you everything, but oh, right by the stairs, almost forgot to show you the Flintstone mobile. Now, I remember 1994, my parents taking us to see the Flintstones at the old theater in Greenfield, Indiana. I'm trying to think of the name of that theater. It always escapes me. I also saw Jurassic Park there. It'll come back to me. It's on the old National Road, the Village Theater. There you go. That's where I saw Flintstones. And depending on how many people you have in the car with you, depends on how much foot power it has. Could have up to 8, maybe 10 foot power. Someone made a dino over here. Oh, I love it. We got to show our dinosaurs. This classifies as a roadside dino. I also like this painting of the bowling alley that someone made. It says that several steps were involved by creating the Flintstones mobile. First, a full-size body was formed of foam, and then molds were created to produce the final body version. In actuality, one of the cars had an electric engine to make filming easier on the actors, so that makes sense. It says the Flintstones right here. And George Barris must have made this. Look, Barris Customs. I had no clue. It doesn't say, okay, maybe it says right here. Nope, Doesn't say if this is an original one on that sign, but I'm assuming it is. It's one of the originals from the movie. All right, we're going upstairs. We're entering the bedrock cave as we do so. Oh, check it out. We got Christine. Oh, this is cool. All right, so this is a 58 Plymouth Fury, Hollywood's scariest car. Christine, look, there's someone underneath right here. Ah, she just ran someone over. A minute ago, the lights flickered. See if it goes off. Let's see if we can trigger it. No. Hey, Christine has a mind of her own. I tried. There you go. All right, guys, check it out. Herman Munster. Yes. We've got Dragula. I've seen a lot of Dragulas. I've even seen Eddie Munster himself, Butch Patrick, drive one of these things several times. Always cool to run into Butch Patrick. When I was a kid, my nickname was Eddie Munster. I had a lot of hair. I know what happened. Dragula, born 1367, died. So of course George Barris designed Dragula as well. And this car right here, it says it appeared in only one episode, Hot Rod Herman, where Grandpa and the Dragula, where Grandpa and Herman drag race. And I remember seeing this episode. I was a huge fan of the Munsters. Still am. The remake, I need to rewatch it. It's kind of growing on me. And welcome to George Barris Star Car Theater. Looks like we can get in the back of a car like we're at a drive-in and watch a presentation. George Barris.
As this car was going, first thing he got into was into San Jose. The trailer gate came down, hit a guy's leg, broke his leg. He goes up to way up in the northern part of Canada, and he comes in, a guy tried to steal the steering wheel. He ends up breaking his arm. He comes down into Fresno. The building burnt down. Every place the cars seemed to go, there was some kind of an occurrence that happened. So that's where we started what we call the curse of the James Dean Death Car.
Check it out, we're the drive-in.
They had me in the middle class making drain pipes. I quit. They had me in the art class drawing flowers. I quit. So I just finally said, I give up. I'm going to do cars my way. I had to be self-taught. So I ended up starting a shop with my brother over in Los Angeles and over in Linwood. People loved what I was doing in my car. So they would come, do this to my car, chop my top, do this, do that.
In the 1960s, George became heavily involved in vehicle design for television production. One of the first shows he worked on,
I think that car is actually here.
Hills, that is.
Movie
The
stars.
producer got a hold of me in Beverly Hills and said, George, we got to have a jalopy for the Beverly Hillbillies.
It's a really cool thing
I said,
here.
I can't find them.
Sit in the cars, watch.
Hills.
Also, there's stuff in the case over here.
There was
Picture of George.
Store. I went in there and I said, oh, what's that car there? I said, well, I hauled hay with this car many years ago, and I don't use it anymore. I said, well, this Batmobile happens to be the world's most famous car, and I mean the world, because this car and the Batman was the most interesting subject on TV and motion picture. The thing that was interesting about the Batmobile is that we had fun with it. Now, when the producer got a hold of me and says, I want you to take a look at the Batman series, when I went into the studio, I noticed that his script had a pow, bang, wow. I said, well, if you're going to have Adam and Bert go pow, bang, wow, I'm going to have the car do the same. And this is the first time in history the car would be an actor just like the stars would.
And right here, as mentioned in the documentary I was just watching, James Dean's Porsche, recreated by George Barris for a 1997 film. George Barris actually met James Dean and got to experience his original car that he crashed. I was out there, California 41, earlier this year and showed the spot 70 years ago. The James Dean Porsche recreation right here by George Barris. Got goosebumps on my goosebumps. There's the crash site on the day and the original car on display. The 550 Spider Porsche. I haven't seen this version, but this is Casper Van Dien playing James Dean. Also Robert Mitchum and Diane Ladd in that movie. I'll have to take a look at that one. I've seen the TNT James Dean movie that starred James Franco. It was pretty good. GoldenEye BMW Z3. I think I had a little Johnny Lightning, or still do, little car of this exact Z3. Is this the one he's driving in the movie? That's pretty cool. Whoa, love me some James Bond. Check it out. When this car came out, everyone thought it was like the coolest car. It's very small though. Alright, so here is a screen used golden bar from Goldfinger. That's amazing. Also, Odd Jobs bowler hat. Whoa. I think that's legit. That's cool. Solitary's tarot cards from Live and Let Die. That's one of my favorite Bonds. That's amazing. There's a lot of screen used Bond stuff in here. A waterproof Sony Walkman from A View to a Kill. Walther P99 from World Is Not Enough. We've got the MI6 badge from The World Is Not Enough. And Underwater Breather. Wow, from Thunderball. That's cool. Alright, Transformer fans, we got Bumblebee. This is awesome. I love the original Transformers movie, to be honest. I haven't seen anything but the original of the latest movies. Gotta catch up on my Transformers, but I do remember this Volkswagen Beetle. Also, they have the Willys Bumblebee Jeep from Bumblebee. Haven't seen that as well. These are screen used, guys. Both of these too. Alright guys, oh my gosh, I'm getting so stoked. My favorite car ever, right here, the Bandit car. Also Beverly Hillbillies, and we got Ghost Rider. Huge fan of Smokey and the Bandit. Alright, I gotta hold back my excitement. It's all exciting. First we're showing the Beverly Hillbillies Jalopy 1922 Oldsmobile. George Barris's first project. This is from the 1993 film, which I also watched in that same theater I referenced just a moment ago. We got Granny up there in the rocking chair. Oh man, that means Mr. Ernest was driving this exact vehicle. And Jethro. Oh my gosh, we're talking about Jim Varney sitting right here with the double barrel shotgun. That's so neat. Check out the detail here. We got a fake Granny up there. Ghost Rider, Nicolas Cage, Eva Mendes. We got one of the bikes here. We got one of the jackets over there. I'll show this first. This is a prop from the green screen. Front fork was used during filming on a green screen set for close-ups and other effects as the character and bike transforms. So as the bike's transforming, they're shooting this on a green screen. This is an actual prop from the movie. And then here's one of the choppers. This is so cool. And then the jacket. Nicolas Cage. Check it out. There's one of the gloves and one of the shotgun props used by Eddie Yarsik, Ghost Rider stunt coordinator, Nicolas Cage's stunt double, and it says right there Eddie Yarsik. I think it's Yarsik or Yansik. That's pretty gnarly. Yeah, I like the movie. I liked it a lot. The 1977 Pontiac Trans Am. Smokey and the Bandit, one of my favorite films. And I've gone on record many times saying this is one of my favorite cars. Just love the look of it. Such a classic. Got the T-tops. Don't know if this was used in the movie. It's very accurate though. Of course they got the soundtrack playing up here in the movie. Oh wow, check this out. They've got one of the screen used shirts. I think that was Jerry Reed's shirt. I think that's Snowman's shirt. Also performing the theme song, Smokey the Bandit, Jerry Reed. There he is right there. Yeah, I think he's wearing that shirt. Looks just like it. That's neat. There you go. Take a screenshot for me. Make it last longer. That's so cool. All right, moving on. We got a police officer on a motorcycle here. It says Wally Service. And then over here it appears we have a 61 Galaxy squad car, Ford Galaxy. The Andy Griffith Show, which I love that show. I was watching some reruns the other day. It's just a classic, iconic show. And it's just, I consider it, Andy Griffith and Fred Rogers I put in the same category. I could just watch those two all day and just, it's almost like therapy. Just how pleasant and peaceful those shows are. Cool that they recreated the opening shot of the Andy Griffith Show over there, and you've got the courthouse steps. Doesn't say whether or not this was in the show, but it is the exact model that they used. They got it all lit up in here so you can see. The glove box of this car has been autographed. Oh, no way. By Don Knotts. Check it out. You see it right there? There you go. I took a picture of it on my phone so you could see it. Now that's amazing. Love Don Knotts. And there's a picture of the exact moment that Don Knotts is autographing that very glove box. It looks like they took it apart and took it to him so he could sign it. That is so cool. And there's another autographed picture of Don Knotts up here. The Ghost of Mr. Chicken, one of my favorite Don Knotts movies. It says right here, the Mayberry Deputy, so this bike may have been used in the Andy Griffith Show as well, if you remember the episode. All right, we're still going up the road. Check it out. Twister! We got a little sound effect here. This is the screen used truck. I was reading this before I got here. Ooh, that's cool. Chris would love this. You don't know what it's like for to miss this house or that house and to come straight for you. We got Dorothy on the back. No way. Is that one of the Dorothys from the movie? That is awesome. So this is, it just says Dorothy. I don't know if it's Dorothy 1. Oh no, it is Dorothy 1. It says it right there. Remember this truck got torn up in the beginning of the film when they were driving through the ditch as the first Twister was coming. This is of 3 used during filming, fully documented, built by Roy Landevere of Waukomis, Oklahoma. The other 2 were destroyed. The studio kept a 1984 model. Most of the filming of Joe's Jeep was done in this truck. It was very cool to just see Helen Hunt, not even 3 weeks ago, in Knoxville at the Fanboy Expo. People were asking her Twister questions. It was really cool. Now to see the truck. Would have been cool if she would have came over here and took a photo. Wakita movie officials still mum scouts poking around. Little newspaper article of the occurrences at the time of the film. A lot of screenshots here. Really nice display. It's one of my favorite things yet in this museum. That's so neat. Joe's, it's a Storm Chaser 1982 Jeep pickup, in case you were wondering. And right next to the Storm Chaser, we got a Willys Jeep here. This looks like, oh yeah, this is MASH. Oh no. Yeah, it is MASH. That's Alan Alda, for sure. That's got to be Alan Alda. They got the tent set up over here. There's Alan right there. There's a script. I don't know if this is from the television show or the movie. And we got another Jeep here, a lifted up Jeep Cherokee that you may have seen. Check this out. In Logan. 20th Century Fox Marvel movie. Oh, there you go right there. There it is in the movie. Yeah, I think the bad guys were driving this. Really neat. So, check this out. Alright, my all-time favorite movie. Oh, this is cool. We've got the Ecto 1 Ghostbusters. Like that we got the logo up there. Okay, this is a really good replica. It looks exact. We've got the 1959 Cadillac grill right here. Let's take a look. Would love to drive this as well. Look, Slimer's in here. Hey, Slimer. Oh, this looks legit. This could be one of the screen used cars. I know we're not allowed to touch, but I would love to open that up and just pull out a proton pack. All right, there is no indication if this is original or a remake, but it looks almost exact. And right across from the Ecto-1, another one of my all-time favorite movies, the DeLorean Time Machine from Back to the Future. We've got Doc Brown in the corner before the courthouse. Save the clock tower. I think it was saying that, I read before I got here, that Michael J. Fox drove this DeLorean. I've seen the OG car out in California, actually, earlier this year. Oh, check this out. It's a dehydrated Pizza Hut bag from Back to the Future 2. No way. I think that's legit. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. No way. Is that legit? Oh, check this out. Biff. All right, there's a flux capacitor in here. It looks legit. Check it out, the controls. Okay, there's a sign over here. We can read this. It's also got the pole right there. So this may have been used at the end of the film. All right, so it doesn't say when, where, how much in the film, but it does say this was driven by Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future. So this is one of the cars. And because it has the rod on, I'm going to say it's the one at the end of the film. That's pretty fantastic. This is just sitting here in Gatlinburg. I am blown away with this museum. No way, is this Cole Trickle's car? The 1990 Chevrolet Lumina NASCAR stock car from Days of Thunder, the mellow yellow car. That's so cool. Who remembers the Days of Thunder virtual experience ride at Kings Island? I think they had it at Kings Dominion too, but I specifically used to ride that at Kings Island in Cincinnati. Love Days of Thunder. Great NASCAR movie. And I was just at Bristol. There you go, Cole Trickle. Do not touch. And look at this, Days of Thunder, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise drove this car. This is one of the screen-used Days of Thunder number 51 mellow yellow cars. I don't recognize this station wagon, but you might. It says it's from, okay. I haven't seen this movie yet. This is from Ford vs. Ferrari. And it looks like that scene. They're in the car right here. They're playing the scene. That's this car right here. That's pretty awesome. And then over here is one of the cars. Get a little closer here. They got it all lit up here for you. Number 98 car. And there you go, from the movie, right there. That's pretty awesome. I've never seen so many screen used cars in one museum. Cadillac. My parents used to have a Cadillac just like this one. But this one right here, belonged to the local girl, Dolly Parton. That's amazing. Let's take a look. Cool. They've also got a nice display over here, a lot of autographed memorabilia. Here's a picture of Dolly in front of this car right here in the museum. That's nice. Also, here's a dress worn by Dolly Parton. Here's a Coat of Many Colors record. Here's a guitar signed by Dolly Parton. I'm assuming she played that. It's got her iconic butterfly on there. See the signature. Ooh, the light's kind of fading it there. I think that should be covered. It's disappearing. Really nice car. My parents always got Cadillacs when I was born. My parents had a Cadillac, and they said I came home from the hospital in the back seat. I think it was like a 70s two-door Cadillac Eldorado blue or something like that. But I remember my parents always had a Fleetwood. And this is a Cadillac D'Elegance, 1997. They've got a beautiful mural behind it. Check it out. There's Dolly's cabin. That's neat. All right, guys, we got Herbie over here. We got a car from the Beach Boys. Oh, wow, 55 Thunderbird. This is Dennis Wilson's 55 Thunderbird. That's cool. And this 67 Volkswagen Beetle was in Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo. Love the Herbie movies, specifically that one. I love the race in the end. That is so cool. I've seen a lot of these. I've never seen one in the Monte Carlo. That was in the Monte Carlo movie. There's the poster up here. That's cool. I have a Herbie Rides Again poster at home. OG. Back to the Beach Boys car. It looks like pretty much all of them signed it. Wow. I wonder if Brian Wilson signed. Oh yeah. Nope. Can't tell. Don't think Brian signed it. No way. Check it out. Okay, the king drove this car. No freaking way. I had no idea this was in here. They sure don't make them like this anymore. Elvis Presley once sat right there in that seat, drove this car, and look at this right on the door. His iconic saying and logo, taking care of business. You can tell it's been driven. Look at this. So there's a picture of this car that's sitting right here in front of Graceland. Wow. Elvis Presley's personal Lincoln. Check this out. This J&R caliber 9mm weapon here was personal property of Elvis Presley. This is one of Elvis's guns. Right here in this glass case. That's crazy. Also, there's Elvis doing some karate. See that photo right there? That was taken at Fort Homer Hesterly in 1956 in Tampa. How do I know that? I created an entire video on Elvis's stomping grounds, or Elvis's tour in Tampa, Florida, just a few years back, if you remember that video. That photo was taken in Tampa. All right, I would just love to drive this. This is a 53 Buick Skylark, Palm Springs Country Club, Bob Hope's car. The legendary comedian Bob Hope. It's a lowrider. Look at that. Canary yellow. It's got his golf clubs in the back. Probably weren't his, but he liked to play golf. This is amazing. There's a picture. See Bob there? Right there, third from the right. Also, I see Dean Martin in there, Jerry Lewis, Jackie Burke, Ben Hogan, Sam Snead, Byron Nelson. I'm actually reading some of those names. I don't recognize all of them, but I see Bob Hope and Dean Martin for sure. And we have the king of rock and roll's car, the king of comedy, and of course, the king of pop, Michael Jackson's Mercedes. The Michael Jackson. Check it out. Got his logo right there. Yeah! Very early 90s Mercedes. He's even got a little antique phone holder there. And a lamp. I think they put the lamp in there so you could see it. Oh yeah, he's got a CD player. And I see a glove over there. Hee-hoo! And as we're rolling down the road here, we're coming across more Fast and Furious cars. This one, this red Corvette from the Fate and the Furious. This here from the Furious 7. We got a Subaru here. Ooh, that's a beautiful car. That's from the Fate and the Furious. It's a Subaru BRZ. I drive a Subaru. Doesn't go that fast though. Alright guys, I promised you some more Batman. We have the Batmobile from Batman Returns. One of my favorite Batman movies. Got the music queued up here. So cool. We got Batman over here. That looks like Batman Forever Batman. Got Robin in the corner. Got another Batman over here. Check this out. We got the Riddler's mask and the Two-Face coin from Batman Forever. Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones. Okay, that's cool. Also, check this out. Looks like we got a mask, maybe one that Tommy Lee Jones wore. Alright, so it doesn't say whether or not this Batmobile was in the movie, but it was modeled after Batman Returns. Look, check it out. Got the movie going on right here. Oh, scary clowns. Michelle Pfeiffer. Batman movie prop collection. Oh, cool. Alright, so these are batarangs from all the Batman movies. A collection of screen-used batarangs. We've got a chain cutter there. Robin grappler from Batman Forever. We've got Robin's throwing bird. Batarangs from 1989 Batman. Freezing engine diamond, Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin Batarang. This one's from Batman Returns. Bat lasers from Batman Forever. Here's a Batman Forever Batarang as well. The Bat Cups from Batman Forever. That's really cool. Alright, that's definitely one of the highlights of the museum right there for me. Last but not least, these two cars right here, as seen in the original, the Fast and the Furious. I remember watching this in the theater with my dad and my brother. South side of Indianapolis. Never forget it. Paul Walker's family appreciates the outpouring of love and goodwill from his many fans and friends, that they've asked in lieu of flowers for others' gifts that donations please be made to Paul's charity Reach of Worldwide. Donations can easily be made through the website www.roww.org. Whoa! Dude, I walked by it. Motion sensor engine sound on Dom's charger. That's so cool. I got the blower right there. That's amazing. Now I think this was last used in Fast 5. For Fast 5, 5 versions of the vintage Charger were built and modified as more of a pared down road warrior that is finally showing signs of wear and tear from its life on the run. This particular car is one of 2 used while filming the ending of Fast and Furious and the Fast 5 opening sequence. So this was used in the original and in Fast 5. That is a cool car right there. Dodge Charger RT. And one of the last cars here, there's actually another car over here, a Rolls Royce from the Fast and the Furious. But this right here is Paul Walker's 1995 Mitsubishi Eclipse, seen in the original Fast and the Furious movie. This is the one he actually drove. Barris custom on it as well. Nice little sticker there. And there you go. Look inside. Put my arm in the window so you can see. Super cool. They've got a copy of the original certificate of title from California. Check out the date. July 3rd, 2000. And also a certificate of custom authenticity from Barris. The Fast and the Furious. I like the original. I like the first 3 films. I think the first 3 films are the best for me, and then after that just gets I feel like after that they all kind of blend together. I think the first 3, especially Tokyo Drift. Really like those first 3 movies. Okay, so we made our way all the way through the first and now the second level, and we end right here at the top of these stairs, heading back down. Thank you for visiting. Let's check out the gift shop. And just came down the steps. Look at that, exiting right in the gift shop. Lots of stuff to see in here, like t-shirts. This is cool, different license plates. Looks like the Back to the Future out of time plate is sold out though, but they do have the Dukes of Hazzard plate. All of these are 20 bucks. They've got one from the Fast and, oh, that's Eleanor's plate. That's cool. Here's the Too Fast, Too Furious. Here's the Fast and the Furious. Looks like they have pretty much all the Fast and Furious plates in here. Ooh, Ecto 1, Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2 plate, Batman plate, California Toretto, Back to the Future plate, Back to the Future 2. Alright, this is awesome. They've got the Bandit plate, Band 1, neat, $24.99. Hollywood Star Cars Museum. We've got plenty of shirts and hat combos for 25 bucks there. We've got the Lego Batmobile. Ooh. Oh, I like that one. That's cool. That's like Batman the Animated Series Batmobile. Didn't know Lego was doing that. That's cool. All right, guys, last but not least, out here, I did not show you the Hummer from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Marvel's The Avengers. And of course, we've got Thor, Captain America, the Hulk, and Iron Man over here. So this was used in the original Avengers movie. Pretty awesome. Guys, come check this museum out. Some of the best time you'll spend here in Gatlinburg if you're a fan of movies like me. A lot of screen use stuff in there, not just cars. A lot of cool stuff. And look at that, we did it. We made it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for sticking to the end. Please give it a thumbs up and check out that brand new playlist to this series, Gatlinburg, Tennessee Roadside Attractions. I have pinned it to the comment there. Thanks, guys. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. I had a great time in there, and I look forward to coming back sometime. That was a good time. Oh, we got the T-Rex going off over there. All right, know you're awesome, know you're loved, and no matter who you are, what you're going through, just know that there's always much ahead. Hey, I could go for some coffee. There's a Starbucks right there. I won't make you wait though. All right, bye-bye guys.